So Vesta home, your household situation is improving either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. So this is an important shift for you because you've got Kali here to do with your fourth house, and you've got the sun spirit coming in. So something wonderful coming in. It could be a male figure coming in for you, but some sort of shift. Now, normally this indicates that because we're talking about the fourth here, the fourth house, this is it can be your actual physical structure, your actual home. So that can be upscaling, downscaling, renovating, or some sort of like a relocation, whatever you're doing, some sort of change within the home. But it can also be that the fourth house also covers the people in your home and your relationships, the atmosphere in the home, and so on. So this is covering that. There's some sort of shift, some sort of change, which we will discuss now when we get to the fourth house. But it's going to be better. It's going to bring in a healthy change, and it's going to really lighten things up for you tremendously, especially with the sun there. It's going to be much, much better for you. Then we've got Pisces, I believe. So the Pisces energy is a very creative, very imaginative, really, really inspired sign when it's connecting to the divine. Okay, so Pisces do this. The Pisces people do this automatically. They are very connected to the divine. They just have some sort of cord there, but it can also go the other way, where it becomes too dreamy, too, almost like living in a fantasy world. So you have to work a balance with Pisces, but it's also about having belief, whether it's in yourself or in others or in the system or in your the unfolding of your life currently. Pisces rules the 12th house, which is all about unconscious things, and these can be things that rule your life, like your fears, your programming, your inherent beliefs, and so on. So it's all about understanding that and getting to grips with that. Pisces sometimes can also be dealing with things like self-sabotage and self-undoing. So rather tap into the divinity side of Pisces, which is about getting clarity on things, tapping into the divine, using your imagination, being inspired by tapping into the divine. It can be the awakening of your psychic senses. It can also be about dreams, manifesting dreams, dreaming a lot, downloading, ascension, everything to do with that. It's got a sort of an otherworldly feel to it. But just be careful that you don't get dragged under by other people taking advantage of this wonderful compassionate energy or this ability to connect, and getting sucked in by other people's dramas and complexities and so on. So a few boundaries may need to be put in at this time. And but it's a very compassionate sign. It's a very, as I said, almost otherworldly. It's got that sort of energy to it. You might find that a bit of confusion sets in every now and again as well. But this all results from not thinking clearly, or not having proper boundaries in place with certain situations. But it is also about exploring the depths of yourself, diving deep to explore the depths, to shine lights on areas of yourself that you perhaps haven't or wanted to explore or understand. And it's the connecting to that. So avoid victim consciousness, avoid any kind of negative situations. Rather tap in to this beautiful energy, and believe in yourself, and believe in God, or believe in your guides or your angels or whoever it is that you believe in. Connect to that, and explore that, and raise your vibration through meditation, through any kind of retreat, any kind of spiritual life. Avoid escapism. That can also come in under Pisces. So this is escapism in general, and it can be any kind of substance, or it can be an action, too much of anything really. So, as I said, boundaries are important. Connect to the divine, connect to that aspect, to the belief systems or a belief system. You may find that your belief systems have changed somewhat this year. It's quite common. It's happening to many, many people. And explore, don't be afraid to explore. Just want to do a destiny card for you. Straight out, courage. Okay, so as I said, I feel the courage is to explore these depths within yourself and in your environment, because it's going to stand you in good stead to be able to dive deep and actually look at your own internal programming, your own, where you are confused or where you are lacking boundaries, or where you have sort of unconscious beliefs which are holding you back. And this is the self-sabotage, self-undoing energy. Don't be afraid to look at it, explore. And if you need help, ask, we've got Chiron healing here, which is about all natural therapies and natural healing. So don't be afraid to dive in and explore that for yourself, to free yourself from programming, from unconscious situations which are perhaps holding you back. It can be like karmic inheritance as well. So this can be karmic issues from past lives and so on, woundings, experiences, things that you've brought forward, either from past lives or from early in this life. And, we all have that. We all have that. So it's a case of diving deep, exploring, and not being afraid to actually become embody self-mastery. And, as I said, you may be dreaming a lot, you may be getting a lot of downloads, but you're going to get guidance at any rate. That is what this card is about. Okay, so we've got second house owning. As I said, all things ownership, self-worth, income, and your value systems. Again, another major area of change this year is value systems. A lot of people are realizing that what they valued before simply just doesn't even feature this year, because their entire world has shifted. They're now looking at what is the most important thing in their life, what is the most important thing in their heart, and working towards that. And so it can also spill over into self-worth. Your own personal self-worth for yourself, and what you're projecting outwards to others, what you value in others, what you value in yourself. And ownership. This can be all material things. Are all these material things really important now? What is really, really important to you moving forward in your life? What do you really need? What do you really, not necessarily what you want, but what do you need? This also covers income, another area that's changing massively this year. So a lot of people are having to find other ways of income, or they are diverting their lives tremendously and going in different directions, or they're having to use new tools, to bring income in. However you earn your income, or however it comes to you, it could be passive, or you may be wanting to go the passive route. So there's lots of aspects to this card. It can also bring in to do with property, land, real estate, and so on. And because you've got the fourth house here, it could very well be that you are changing, upscaling, downscaling, relocating, moving out of the city. There are lots of possibilities here. And also the third house does cover that, because it's the house of documentation and contracts. So you could be signing for a new home, or purchasing a piece of land, or relocating out of wherever you are. You've also got Vesta. So you've got three indications here, all indicating some sort of relocation or some sort of change within your home environment. Now, for the second house, going back to that, we've got element communicating. So this first off is the house of the card of manifestation. So this is about having a positive mindset, positive words, and that is what you will manifest. So talk positively to yourself, because this is the house, the card of self-worth as well. So what you're saying to yourself, your body listens to everything you say. So your words are so important, very, very important. Every word is a spell. It's a way of projecting your energy. So you want to be careful what you say and what actions you take in conjunction with that. So what you think and what you say leads the way. This is also about advanced communication. So this can be very advanced tech. It depends on where you are in the tech world. You may be already advanced and this is going the next level. Or it could be that you are upgrading some aspect of your life to do with the second house. It could be some form of technology that you have. It could be going from a smartphone to a laptop, or a laptop to some other device, or you are using tech in some way for your income or to improve your situation, or for communication, whatever it may be. It's more advanced than what you have had, or you are utilizing more electronic and advanced tech. It can also be science. You may be involved in the science field, so this is going to be a ramp up of that. Science fiction, publishing, editing, writing, anything to do with that comes in with this. All verbal and written words are very, very important with the air element. It's communication, it's expression. It is also very much about, it could very well be about air travel, so that may be coming in for you. It can also be about visiting mountainous areas, raising your consciousness by going up, literally. So you may be visiting an area and looking at places perhaps to live or to visit. Raising your consciousness that way. It's a physical raising of it. So go to a high place, look about you, and it will bring you perspective. So yeah, very much the card of manifestation, the card of communication. And it's also about thinking things through. You may have a decision to make. And this is where you have Orna Leap of Faith coming in. So you may have a decision to make, or you may be working through certain situations. Perhaps you are changing finance in some way, or your income, and you're reorientating things, or you're diversifying, or maybe you're taking your business online so that you can move out of the city and then you don't have to commute. There's all these ways that this can come in. It's the manifestation of that, but a decision may need to be made. So this is the sifting and the sorting. Apply mental energy to this, because the air element is mental energy. It's analyzing the situation. It's thinking things through, weighing things up, sort it out, be logical. That is the approach for this card. We've got Orna Leap of Faith. So this is actually tapping into what your heart says. So you can apply your intellect to this, but don't forget to take this into consideration. Take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. So this is about using electronics, the internet, technical tools, any kind of cutting edge technology, or just communicating better about what you want to do in the second house. But she's saying take a leap of faith. All right. If you feel in your heart that you want to follow a specific course of action, or you want to purchase a particular piece of land, or something to do with the finance, the reorganization of your income, or it's something to do with your value systems, what it is that you're now redirecting your energy into. She says, take a leap of faith. Do not be afraid. You must follow your heart's desire in this moment, because that you can't go wrong. When you follow your heart, you can't go wrong. And just take flight and take the leap, and don't look back. Here we've got the fourth house, as I said, house, home, atmosphere in the home, people in your home, and then also it covers, sorry about the dogs barking, it also covers your relationship to your family, your roots, your foundation, your ethnic identity, or your originality, anything to do with that. You just be family relations at this time. Now we've got here Sun Spirit, so something beautiful is coming in for you. This is the return of joy, happiness, contentment, and creativity. And it's a ramping up of your energy, your vitality, your charisma. So you're going to be very influential under this energy at this time. So put it to good use in this environment, your home, your family, your identity, your roots, who you connect to in that. Put this into good use. It's going to be about spreading that wonderful radiance outwards. So you're going to be feeling that, but also to radiate it outwards. You may have to take the lead in some way here. And, in this environment, because you've got endings and beginnings, there's a major, major cycle change here. And it says here, endings and beginnings, the old must be released so that the new can enter. So you want the sun energy. That's what you want. So you've got to let go of certain things in order to bring this energy in. So lead the way. You may have to step up and show up in some way. You may have to, as I said, you will be very influential at this time. So It's also about, welcoming that energy, and stepping into the spotlight and being humble and, handling things with integrity and with honor. The sun is normally rules, Leo, which is all about that. It's that wonderful warmth and energy, but it's about, handling yourself and what it is that you've been tasked with integrity and with honor. It's also about spreading that energy. That's like a gratitude energy. It's a warmth, and it's a lovely energy. It's very creative. Children may be involved, or sort of a childlike enthusiasm. You may be starting something new, going to a new place, and now you're starting fresh, so it's that wonderful, wonderful energy. You may also be enjoy or planning an event of some kind in December, or it could be at another time of the year, perhaps more summer, depending on where you are in the world. So December or summer, it's a very important event. This is an event which is like a celebration, and it involves family and friends, and it's got a lovely sort of a vibe about it, and you may be in the planning stages of that. It's the coming together and the enjoyment and this lovely energy, this warmth and creativity and having fun energy. So as I said, with Kali, endings and beginnings, a big shift here. The old must be released so that the new can enter. This is about working with the energies of Kali. If you don't resist the change or the changes that need to be made, all right, if you don't resist and you welcome Kali in, it may be a little bit unsettling. It may be uncomfortable because you will be moving out of your comfort zone, okay? But once you've got Kali behind you, she's the ultimate get things done goddess, okay? So if you need to move a mountain, literally, or you need that strength and power behind you, she's your girl. She will help you to go through this release, so that you are releasing the old to make room for the new. And she's saying, do not be afraid of these changes. Do not fear what it needs to be undertaken here, because on the other side of this, you will be much happier. You will have what you require. The eclipse energy is important. So we have two eclipses. One is, by the time you get this message, one will be upon us, which is at the end of November, and then there's another one. The first one is lunar, and the second one is a solar eclipse. So that is coming on the 14th of December. So that energy is going to be important for you in some way, shape or form, whether it's planting seeds for the change, or whether the change is going to be upon you now, or you may already be in the throes of it. But she's saying that don't be daunted by what it is that you need to do here. You must release the old to make way for the new things, for a new beginning. And as I said, if you fight her, then it's going to be an uncomfortable change. It's going to be an uncomfortable shift. But I don't think you will, because you've got the sun spirit there. So welcome it. Tackle any changes that you've got coming in for you. Approach them. It's your attitude. Your attitude determines the course of this change and your eventual outcome. So you want to make it as progressive and fruitful as possible. And this is the one that's going to help you with that. So don't forget, have your courage. Don't be afraid to make these changes. That's what she's saying, because it's going to be it's for your ultimate good. It's really going to help you. It's destiny. It has to happen. So accept it and make the changes accordingly. Third house is everything to do with communication. So this is, again, words and, written, verbal, also body language is very, very important under the third house. Every word is important. So whether you're communicating to a smaller group, just with your immediates, or on a larger scale, it can also be communication with certain family members. So this can be aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, general relatives, but also neighbors. Very, very important. Okay. And it's also about, as I said, contracts and documents. So something coming up to do with that. You could be signing something, or you could be waiting for a communication or news. News may be coming in, or you may have to speak. In other words, you may have to express and give news to others at this time. You may have to express yourself very directly to some, or you may just have to express yourself in some other way. You've got Sarasvati, the arts, coming in. So this is going to be important for you, whether it's through music or writing. Some sort of artistic or creative endeavor is going to be very important for you. It's going to help you, and we'll get to that. So, use this energy of expression, and channel it into this to assist yourself at this time. It's also about short journeys. So you may need to just take a short trip. It can involve cars and maps and things like that. So it's normally a shorter journey or a local journey, and whatever comes about through that. Vehicles, cars, that sort of thing. Now at the bottom you've got Chiron healing. This has got a lot of meaning to it. This is about Chiron is the wounded healer. Okay, so the wounded healer means that this energy has been through wounding, experiences of wounding, but it's through that experience that they can actually help others, or they can spread the word about how others can help themselves through through a similar kind of wounding. So what you've got to say and what you've got to learn, because third house is also about learning, all of these things are very, very important. They're going to help you and they're going to help others. So take the wounding and open it up. Let the light get in. Acknowledge that whatever that wounding experience was that has occurred for you, whether it was a once-off and now it's come back, or it's been a repetitive wounding that keeps raising its head every so often. It's the same kind of feeling keeps coming up, whether it's a betrayal or a physical wounding, an actual wounding of the body, or a spiritual wounding or an emotional wounding. Whatever it is, if it has been constantly reoccurring in slightly different circumstances or with different manifestations, that means that you're not actually dealing with the original issue. So you must go back to the beginning, look at the original wounding and look around at that and see what was going on for you at that time. What was painful for you? What was actually occurring at that time with the people around you? What was it? And get to the root of it. And once you've got the root of it, pull it out into the light. Acknowledge that it has had a place in your life. It's formed you, who you are. You would not be the same without that, as painful as it may have been. So you must deal with it. You must look at it, accept it, that it has had a place in your life. It's got a voice. Let it speak to you. Forgive the situation, forgive yourself, release yourself through forgiveness from having your energy trapped there. Because when you have your energy trapped in all these different experiences throughout your life, it can be unbelievably draining.